going to show you how to make a 3D chicken made to resemble the chicken from Minecraft out of perler beads. I have a template that you can download. I have provided the link to you. And I've designed this template so that you don't need to use glue at all. Okay, so the benefit of not having to use glue is that you can take it apart. Okay, and so it's almost like you have your own little chicken Minecraft puzzle, or Minecraft chicken puzzle, whatever you want to say. Okay. So, as you can see, all the pieces come apart pretty easily. So if you wanted to, you can leave them all like that. That's not very interesting to look at, however, so you'd probably want it to look like an actual chicken. So to do that, print out this template that you will find the link for. Now the nice thing about this template is that it is to scale. So when you print it, make sure that you do not rescale it in any way. Okay. So what I mean by to scale is that if you have a clear pegboard like this, if you place it over the template, each little square perfectly matches the size of a bead. Okay? So the benefit of doing this is you don't have to do any counting. You can just say, oh, I know that I need white ones here, and you just put them in place. It's very quick and very easy. Okay? So the template is free to download. Okay. And the template's pretty self-explanatory. It is color-coded. Mostly you use white. Okay. You'll also use black, dark gray, cheddar, butterscotch, red, and the dark green isn't necessary. I've used the dark green for, if you remember looking at the chicken earlier, for the stand. You can use whatever color you want. Now the other colors, however, are chosen to match that of the chicken in Minecraft. Now, cheddar and butterscotch, cheddar you probably can find in a large mix of perler beads, but butterscotch you might have to purchase separately. Okay, so you may be able to find a color closer to that, or a different color that you want to use, but these two colors may be hard to find, and you might want to use a different color than what I've recommended. Anyways, so I also recommend not using the very big pegboard, the one that's the same size as a sheet of paper, because it makes ironing difficult. These smaller ones like this are much easier, and what you want to do is lay them like this so that they each perfectly cover something. You don't want to link them together because then when you pick it up it's going to break your pattern. Okay, so this is my recommendation after making many perler projects, is to do this, and then you have individual pieces that you can iron, and it's pretty easy to iron this because it's about as big as your iron. Okay, so I'm going to move these out of the way and I'm going to show you how to put them together. So what I recommend to do is after you've laid out all of your beads and ironed them, you'll have all your pieces together. Put them back on the template like this so that you know what pieces represent which body part of the chicken. Now the nice thing about most of these pieces is most of them are symmetric, so you don't really have to worry too much about having them backwards or whatever. Okay. My daughter was playing with it and it got a little bent. Okay. Okay, so once you've laid them all out, notice that these two are very similar. Be very careful. This one has the cheddar color, this one does not. Okay, but it's very important that you put them in the right place. Okay, so once you have them laid all laid out, this is actually sorry, this is an older template. That spot is not supposed to be there. Okay, this one has a mistake in it. But anyways, the correct one will be online. Anyways, so once you have them all laid out, this shows you the general pieces of them. This is the head, this area right here. This is his beak and his waddle. This is the foot, the legs, and the stand, and this is the body. So I'm going to start with the head. Now you want to start with this right side. Okay, so pick it up. Now if you look at these two sides, it says right and left, and it's backwards, and that's because these are his right and left sides, so it's kind of like he's looking at you. Okay, so like if he's looking at you like this, if this is his left cheek and this is his right cheek, and he's looking right at you. Okay, anyways, so start with the right one, and then get the bottom waddle. Now you see this piece right here, that is going to fit in this little crevice. Okay, now you get the top waddle. Now the two waddles should line up, and you'll see as you try to line up the two pieces of red that this little spot will fit into that hole. Okay. Now you want to take the bottom bill, and you see there's a hole there and a little knob there. You want to put this in the hole. Okay. Now step away from the bill for a second, and we're going to go to the back of the head. You can go ahead and put the top bill in, but it's easier to go ahead and get the back of the head in. Now, if you pick up the back of the head, you'll see that it has a little protrusion here, and you'll see that there's a hole in the chicken's head here. There's another hole here. It's going to fit in like a key right there. Now you're going to have to kind of do it at an angle, and I hope I can show this well over the video. And the bills might kind of pop up a bit, but everything will pop right back into place. Okay? Now you want to go ahead and get the top bill. Now you're just going to rest it there. It's not going to actually fit into anything just yet. It will snap in once you get this. Now notice that there is a little hole there, and if you look at the other piece, there was a piece of yellow there, or cheddar I should say. This cheddar is going to go in that hole. Now once you start putting it there, you'll see that all these other pieces are going to snap in. Okay, so it's going to snap in here, snap in down there. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so this little piece snapped in here and here. So now we have the chicken's head almost done, and now it's a solid unit. Okay. So, however, he doesn't have a face, so that's what these are. Now you might be looking at this and saying, hey, there's a big hole in the middle of his head. Well, that's so you can slip the eyes in. Okay. And now you want to put the top of his head on. Voila! So his head is done. Now we just need to make the body. Now you want to start with the legs. Okay, so this is his belly, and it's pointing down, like this is his belly. Like if you were giving him a belly rub, you'd be doing this. So this is like where his guts would be, if you wanted to, look at his guts. So this is the inside of him. So we're going to take his legs, and we're going to push them through. So they come out of his belly. Okay? Now you can go ahead and put the legs on or whatever, or the feet on, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to go ahead and work on the body. So remember, like I said, this is a mistake in the template. The one that you'll download will be correct. So this is the chest, and so if this is the body and he's standing up, this will be his chest. It lifts up like this and snaps on. Okay. This is his butt. Okay. It lifts up and snaps on the back. Okay. One thing to notice is the butt is a little longer than the front. So if you're not sure which way is the front and which way is the back, the butt's a little longer. I also recommend, maybe writing here, front, back. Usually I'll draw little arrows, and I should have probably done that on the template, but I'm giving you a tutorial. So, okay. Now we're going to put the left and right side. Now I probably should have switched these titles here like I did here, but since they're the exact same thing, it really doesn't matter. You're going to take this and snap it in right there. Okay. We'll take the other one, snap it in right there. Alright, so now you can see he's almost a full chicken with a slightly longer butt than front. Okay. So now all I need to do is put on his back and his wings. Okay. Now, and I gotta attach the head. So I recommend doing the head before the back because the back kind of goes over the head. You can see this piece here. This works kind of like as an anchor, so that when you push on the head, it like doesn't really fall off. So the part that looks kind of like a football goal, you want to rest the head in. Okay. Now you see how there is his head, and then there's kind of like two beads here. You want to rest it on that bead right there. Okay. Now you want to take the back, and the part where it kind of hooks, that goes in the front. Okay, so it goes like this. Now notice his head had these two little hooks here. Those are going to fit in these holes. Okay, we're almost done. Now we're going to snap the wings on, and those just slide in. And we'll go ahead and put on his feet. Now one thing to be careful of is not to over iron this. If when you're ironing you over iron and they are not, you know, circles, they look more like squares, it's going to be really hard to snap some of these pieces in. Let's get this a little more straight here. Okay. Alright, and let's put his stand on. Since he's pretty top heavy, he won't stand without some kind of support. And I made it longer in the front because he's heavier in the front. And voila! Now you have your own 3D Minecraft chicken, and his wing has fallen off. Let me put it back up. Now you have your own 3D Minecraft chicken. Now, like I said, you do not need to use any glue. However, he's not incredibly sturdy. Okay, this is one of the more fragile pieces that I make. If you want to put glue, if you feel like this is going to be something that's going to sit on your shelf and people might touch a lot, you might want to put glue. You can see that like I'm, you know, even kind of making it fall apart a little bit. So if you're going to put glue, what I recommend is putting glue on this piece right here and then popping the back onto it. Okay, so put some super glue here, pop the back onto it. You might even want to kind of hold it like this so it'll get nice and strong. Okay, so if you put some glue between those two pieces, make sure that the little shoulder nubs are in, and just kind of squeeze it. Okay, then slide it in. And I would also recommend putting a little bit of glue right here so the wings will stay on a little better. Okay, so notice the wings only go in one row. Okay, so put some glue there. Maybe put some glue there, and that'll help him be a little stronger. You could also, if you wanted to make him a little bit more sturdy, this piece could be a little higher. You can add one more little row. Notice there's kind of a hole there still. So if you wanted to, you can add an extra piece to that. But he does stand, and he requires no glue to do it, and you can take him apart and put him back together all you want, and you have your own little 3D Minecraft chicken puzzle / statue. Thank you.